In a digital gaming system, graphically based offenses are considered especially heinous. In the game dojo, the dedicated gamers who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Gaming Unit. These are their stories. Hi, the name is Rain Ace. Where are you going? Bring the camera back here. I got something to say. That's right, the name is Ace, Rain Ace. I carry a controller. The time was 10:30 p.m., Wednesday. The wind came out of the east at 14 miles an hour. I knew how to check time. Time was good. I am the game ninja. Gaming is what I do. And as you can see behind me, I know everything about gaming. People come to me when they want to know what I know, when I know, about what I know. Come to think of it, I don't even know. But anyway, besides the point, I'm Rain Ace, and I am the game detective. And as I sat here, there was a knock at the door. Okay, I thought I heard a knock. There definitely was a knock. Let's go to the door and see just who it is. Who could it be? Hi. Okay, my name is Josh, and I just found this controller, and I've been dying to use it, but I don't know what it goes to. I can't put the port in anything. There's no information. This is just what it looks like. Have you ever seen anything like it? Let me think. Yes, I definitely have come across something like that before, and I'll get to the bottom of it. My fee is $4 a day plus candy expenses. After that, everything is in your pocket from my pocket to yours. I guarantee you I'll get to the bottom of what this is. Ladies and gentlemen, we shook, and the case began. So now the stage was set. It was time to get ready. I headed over to my closet, looked for my coat, touched up the face, put on, wondered who, where, why, just what the hell was going on with this controller. I know I had seen something like it before, and we gotta get to the bottom of this. I put on my fedora and said it was time to hit the streets. That's right. As we stepped out the office, I decided, hey, it's kind of a rainy day. Let's go and see what we can find out about this controller. But then very quickly, as I walked out of my office, I realized it was hot as hell, and I wasn't going to walk out there. So back in the game dojo, I looked around and searched for something. I definitely know I saw this controller before. I walked to the game controller wall and I lifted up my innovation. I said, this is somewhat like he showed me. The buttons are different, it's a different color, but this seemed correct. Everything seemed to fit. I gotta examine this controller a little bit more closely. So I took it to my table. I set things down and took things apart. I studied the ports, the size, the controller port. There's a clue. It's too small to be GameCube. Too big to be a Nintendo Wii. Just what the hell did he send me? Then I decided I would sit down and check the hot sheets to see what shaped loose. See if I can get something. But the computer wasn't really working. It gave me nothing but diddly squat. And I hate diddly squat. So I figured maybe I could just sit back and study and wondered, what brand? Maybe Nintendo. How about Xbox? Probably PlayStation. Then I said, no, only 2 controllers have that shape, and this damn sure couldn't be Nintendo. I think I got it. It's gotta be Sega. Only Sega would have the balls to make such a port, such a controller, such a gigantic, controller anyway. So I decided, now that I'm pretty sure we have to put it to a test, I gotta find out just what this bad boy can do. I'm Rain Ace. Now I had to find that damn Dreamcast. I loved the system and hadn't played it in years. Surely it'd be around here somewhere. I looked all over for it, here, there. Cookie favorite the milkman. Where is that Dreamcast? So now that I was sure this was Sega Dreamcast and this was Dreamcast, I decided to get it on. And the only way I knew how, whip out that Sega Dreamcast and put this bad boy to work. What game would I choose? Zombie Revenge. That's right. An arcade classic from way back that would test this controller to its absolute limits. So I set out with me and my rad-tad crew of 3, and we took to the streets of New York. The controller was a little bit sticky, but that's because it was old, and I like old controllers. As it started out, everything was on point, the buttons correctly, the response time, the clicking, the analog, the D-pad, everything was just on point. This was one badass controller, and I liked badass controllers. Well, gang, it looks like we come down to the end of another case. This is a Sega Dreamcast controller, 100%. That's right, Sam Ace is always on there. So now it's time to don my fedora, pick up the phone, and call the client. I reach for the phone, dial 9. It's right, it's speed dial. Doesn't have to make sense to you. It's 2025. So I called him, and I told him, and I laid down the skinny, that it was a Dreamcast controller, and that I was sure, 100%, it was Dreamcast. He asked me again, is there any possible way it could be anything else? And I told him, I know my controllers. I am the Game Ninja. Rain Ace decided that this would be the end of the phone conversation. He asked if I had a Dreamcast. I told him, yes, I did. He asked, was it for sale? I told him, no, it wasn't. He could come and pick up his controller anytime he wanted. He didn't like that, so he hung up the phone. Anyway, I guess I'll wait for him to come pick up his controller and I collect my dividends, because nothing's better than picking up the money after a long case. I'm Rain Ace. This is the Game Dojo, and this was the case of the lost controller. Now it's time to kick back, take 5, and lay back and enjoy the splendors and the spoils of war. I'm Rain Ace. I'll catch you guys next time from the Game Dojo.